Hello everyone, welcome to day 15th of August Lead Code Challenge. And first of all, I would like to wish you a very happy Independence Day. We are extremely fortunate to be born in this period of time. Had it been 75 years before, things would have been pretty different there. And we should be thankful to God that we are independent today. And also, we are blessed enough to be born in during this period. I have heard a lot of stories from my grandparents about the journey of partition, and today, if you get a chance to do that, go and ask your grandparents how their journey was. Coming back to the question, today's question is minimum window substring. In this question, we are given two strings s and t of different length n m n. We need to return the minimum window substring of s such that every character in t is included in that window. If there is no such substring, we need to return an empty string. And the substring is a contiguous segment of characters within a string. This all of us are aware of. Let's try and understand it by an example that is specified in the question itself. The first string that we have is Adobe Code Bank, and the second string that is given to us is ABC. So, which is that substring in the given input string S which contains all the characters of T? That smallest substring is BANC, and the length of that substring is 4, and that substring value is BANC. Without much ado, let's look at the presentation that I have created for this. And we have solved a similar question in the past in January Lead Code Challenge. I'm attaching the link to that video. Do give it a shot. It is an easier question than this question, although I would not rate this question as a hard question. This is a medium level question. Moving on to the presentation. Minimum window substring lead code 76, and we'll be solving this using the two-pointer approach as we have done in the previously solved questions as well. This is an input string s that is given to us. We'll create two pointers, start and end, and we have another string which is given to us as t, and t is equal to abc. I have created a frequency array, and in this frequency array, I calculate the frequency of each element that is present in T. Therefore, I have updated the frequency of A to 1, that of B to 1, and C to 1 again. And what we're going to do now, we'll start the iteration in the string S that is given to us. I have created two pointers as told before, start and end, and both are pointing to the 0th index. So the first character that we see is A, and here what we are going to do, we will check what is the frequency of this character in the frequency array of T. This frequency is greater than 0. That means that character is present in T, and along with this we'll create another counter variable that will store how many elements have we actually crossed in T. So I'll explain the benefit of having this counter variable. For now, assume that it will be equal to the length of the T string. And let's restart the iteration. The first character that we see is A. We will check what is the frequency of A in the frequency array, and the frequency of A is 1. That means this element was present in T, and what you're gonna do, you'll reduce the value of counter to 2 and reduce the frequency to 0. So this gets updated to 0. Let's move ahead, and what you will see, next character that we have is D, and the frequency of D is 0. That means it wasn't there in T. So you'll simply update the frequency to -1. You are gonna reduce it. Next we have is O. So the frequency of O is 0. That means this character was not present in T, and you simply reduce it. Let's move ahead. Next we have is B. The frequency of B was greater than 0 in the frequency array. Therefore, you will reduce it. Along with this, you will reduce the counter. Counter gets reduced to 1. Let's continue the process. Next we have is E, and the frequency of E is 0, that means this character was not present in T, you will reduce the frequency to -1. Next we have is C, and the frequency of C is 1, that means this element was present in T, and we'll reduce the frequency to 0. Along with this, since that element was there in T, we'll reduce the value of counter. And what do you see here? You will see that the counter has, for the first time, has become equal to 0. That means you have found out one possible solution or substring in the input string S that has all the characters of T, because the length of the counter has become equal to 0. We will have another variable, min length, that will help us identify the length of the minimum substring that has all the characters of T, and we'll initialize it to infinity in the starting, and here you will see that starts point to 0 and end points to 6. Once you have done with the reduction, you have incremented E, although it is not being processed yet, it just has been incremented from the previous iteration. What is the length of the substring that you found out? The length is equal to end minus start, which is 6 minus 0, and this is lower than the current value of min length. This gets updated to 6. And let's continue the process. Here you saw that end happens to be at this position while S is at the 0th index, and the length of the counter is also 0. So what you are going to do, since this is one possible length, you will now increment the S variable so as to find out what would be the minimum length up to which the counter stays at 0. So you are going to increment the value of frequency corresponding to the character at the starting index in the frequency map. What is the character at the starting pointer? It's A. You will update the frequency to 1, and since the value of the frequency map got incremented and it's greater than 0, that means this character was present in T, as a result of which the counter variable gets incremented to 1. So here S is pointing, after the iteration is done, S is pointing to this particular position. And now let's continue the process. You will see that the counter happens to be greater than 0, and this is not a possible valid solution. So what you're going to do, you will move ahead till the time the counter is not met or the counter value doesn't become equal to 0. So let's move ahead, and we are at end equals to O. So you will again reduce the frequency of O2 by -1. So the frequency of O gets reduced by -1. It has become equal to -2. Let's move ahead. The frequency of D again gets reduced and it becomes equal to -2. Let's move ahead. The frequency of E gets reduced and it becomes equal to -2. Next we have is another B, and here the frequency of B, it happens to be 0. So what you're going to do, you will again reduce the frequency by 1 and it becomes equal to -1, since previously it was 0. And what you're going to do, in all these iterations, the counter value is still holds 1. Let's continue the process, and here you will see you got an element A and you'll reduce the frequency to 0. Since previously the frequency was greater than 0, that means this value was present in T, as a result of which counter gets reduced to 0. So you found another possible answer, and this answer stretches from this starting point up till this ending point. DOBECODEBA up till here. And what you are going to do, you will calculate the length of this substring. The length of this substring is equal to 11 minus 1, that is 10, and it is not lower than the minimum length, that was 6. So you will not update the value of this minimum length variable, and instead you will now start incrementing the start pointer so as to see up till what length the value of the counter remains as 0. So you'll increment the frequency of d. The frequency of d gets incremented to -1. Let's move the pointer ahead. Next we have is O. The frequency of O gets updated to -1. Next we have is B. The frequency of B gets updated to 0. We are not incrementing the value of counter because the frequency has not become greater than 0. So we will again continue the process. Next we have is E, and the value of counter still remains at 0. We have E gets updated to from -2 to -1. Next we have is C, and the frequency of C gets updated from 0 to 1. Since the frequency has become greater than 1, that means we need to increment the counter. So the counter variable now holds 1, and we have a breakage point. Our start is pointing to O now, and the end pointer is at 11. We will keep on moving the end pointer till the time the value of counter doesn't become equal to 0. So let's move ahead. Next we have n, and we'll reduce the frequency of n to -1. Let's move ahead. And next we have is C. What is the frequency of C in the frequency map? It is 1. We'll reduce the frequency to 0. Since it was previously 1, we'll reduce the value of counter as well. The value of counter gets reduced to 0. And we have found out another possible solution which starts from the starting index and goes up till the termination point, because end points to the terminal index, which is 13 now. What is the length? 13 minus 6 is 7. It is not lower than the minimum length variable, so we will ignore this possible solution. What we are going to do, we'll keep on moving the start pointer till the time counter condition is held true, which is the value of the counter is 0. So what is the frequency of O in the map? The frequency of O in the map is -1. We'll increment the frequency to 0. Since it is not greater than 0, we'll not update the value of counter. Next we have is D. We'll update the frequency of D from -1 to 0. Next we have is E. We'll update the frequency from -1 to 0. Next we have is B, and what you will do, you will update the frequency of B from 0 to 1. And what do you see here? That the frequency has become greater than 0. That means this character was present in T, and you increment the value of counter. The value of counter gets incremented to 1, and you have found out another possible answer, which is this BANC. And this, what is the length of this substring? The length of this substring is 13 minus 9, 4, which is lower than the minimum length variable, which was 6, and you update the value to 4, and you update your answer pointer from the previously stored start index to this start variable, and using this variable you can find out the length, the complete substring, starting from this pointer with the length of 4. And we are done with the iteration. Let's move on to the coding section. I know I made it a little cumbersome here, but don't worry, it will be clear in the coding part. The coding part is pretty simple and straightforward. The first thing that I have done is to define the frequency map that will show the frequency of all characters that are present in T. And you start the iteration, iterate over the T string, extract the character, update the frequency as you iterate through the T string. You have taken few variables, and let me just explain the function of each variable: the start and the end for the two-pointer approach, the minimum start variable to store the starting point of your answer string, the minimum length variable that will help us making the comparison, picking up the length with the smallest string, and the counter variable that is initialized to the length of the t string that help us signify whether we have found out a possible solution or not. We extract the end character in the S string, and if that frequency happens to be greater than 0, you reduce the value of counter. As you move ahead, you also reduce the frequency since you're moving ahead with the end pointer. You increment the value of the end pointer, and while the counter value happens to be equal to 0, you check whether the current possible solution is lower than the previously stored solution. If the minimum length is greater than end minus start, which is the current length of the solution, you have found out one possible solution. You update the minimum length variable to end minus start and the min start variable to the starting of the uh, start pointer. And here I have listed out all the possible solutions. As you progress, you extract the starting character in the start string S string. You increment its frequency. If this frequency happens to be greater than 0, you increment the value of counter. And as you are progressing, you update the start pointer as well. In the end, you'll simply check if I have found out a possible solution or not. If my minimum length happens to be equal to the max value, integer.max value, the initial value that I initialized, that means no such string were present, I return an empty string. Otherwise, I extract the substring starting from the minimum start going up till minimum start plus minimum length. Pretty straightforward, and the time complexity of this approach is order of length of t plus s. I hope you enjoyed today's session. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. See you tomorrow with another